Hello students, we are learning vector for these lessons. So what I need you to do to get started is go to vectr.com, that's vectr.com. The link for this website will be in the description. And what you'll see, you should get to the home screen for Vectr. And we're going to log in, so we're going to click on login. If you have not signed up yet, sign up for an account. Okay, and then once you sign up for an account, make sure you're using your school account, and then you can easily just click the Google sign in button and it will sign you in. Otherwise, if you do the regular sign up, you're going to need to always know your username and your password. So I've already signed up and I'm going to click on Google sign in. For this first lesson, we're going to go through a lot of the basics of Vector. You might see a welcome to Vector file here, but what you can do is either click on create file and it will send you to a new canvas, or if you were just at the regular home splash page, let's go back to vectr.com. If you're already logged in, you're going to see a new file button. Let me log out. Let me show you another way. I'm going to log out and show you another way to get started with Vector. So it's loading. Okay. So once you're logged in, you're going to see like this little profile thing and then a log out button. I'm going to log out and show you another way to get started with Vector. Let me just go back to vectr.com. You can click on the Use Online button. So there's a Use Online, so I'm going to click on Use Online, and it'll open up a new canvas for me. There's always going to be little advertisements on the right side. Just ignore those. Okay, Vector is free, so they are free because of the advertisements on the right side. If you're not logged in and you go open Vector through this way, you're going to see this at the bottom here. It's going to say this is a temporary file. Sign up or log in to save your work. This is really important. If you see this right here, that means you're not logged in. So I'm going to go ahead and click on login, and then I can get started with my work, my Vector work. Okay. So let's look at this toolbar. So on the left side, you have your tools. There's a pages button where you can see your page. There's a layers area where you can see the amount of layers that you have, all these tools. In the top section here, you have a grid button, you have a file settings button, you have an export, this is how you save things, new file, and then help. Several classes ago, we went to the help button and we did the lessons. So we did these 2 lessons. What I need everyone to do is go through each of these lessons on their own. Okay, so I expect you to do those on your own. I'm not going to be checking these because I can't. It's in your own files. But what you can do is, once you have each one with a green check, you're going to send me a screenshot showing me that you completed those lessons. Okay, so the getting started, selections, images, I see that this is done because there's a check mark on it. So when you have a green check mark in each of these boxes, send me a screenshot of this so that I know that you went through each of these lessons. For this video lesson that we're going to do right now, I'm just going to cover some basics, and you're going to send me a screenshot so that I can see for sure that you have done what this video is asking you to do. So the first thing is, let's make a rectangle. So click on rectangle and then click on the page. Okay, that's as simple as that. Now click on the rounded rectangle and click on the page. And do the same for the ellipse. Okay. So now we have these 3 shapes. Okay. When you click on a shape, you have these little selectors that you can grab. Okay, so if I wanted to make this long, I can do that. If I wanted to make it wider, I can do that. Okay, so what I want to see on your screen are these 3 shapes. We're going to add some more stuff here in a moment. Okay, so just put the shapes like that. Okay, if I wanted to adjust the color, when the shape is selected, so see how this menu goes away when nothing is selected? So if I click on that shape, a menu pops up that lets me change some of the parameters. So if I click on this color button right here, it should change the color of that rectangle. So you see that color changing on the rectangle on the right, on the left here. So you have this little box where you can move this circle around to change how dark or light something is. And then on the right side you have the slider for the rainbow. Okay, so feel free to change the colors of the shapes. Alright, let's put another rectangle here. And what I want to see for this rectangle is I want it to be rotated. So how do I do that? So you're going to make sure the rectangle or the square is selected. You're going to slowly move your mouse to the corner until it looks like that symbol right there. Okay, that's the rotate symbol. So we're going to click and rotate. Okay, so you're going to rotate it so that it looks like that. Alright, the next tool that we're going to learn is the pen tool. So we're going to click on pen tool. And for this tool, you click one time, so click, and then what happens is a little line gets extended from where you clicked. And then if I click again, it gets anchored to wherever I clicked. And I click, and I click, 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 click. And then if I go back to where I started, it will make a solid shape. Okay, so what I want you to do is use that pen tool, make a interesting, strange shape. Make a few shapes. It could be triangles, it could be any shapes. Okay? And then color them in. So click on it, change the color. And if you held down, so maybe you made a little mistake. If you click and then click and hold, what happens is you start to curve your path. Okay, so the path gets curved. I don't know if you can hear my mouse clicking, but every time I click, it puts an anchor point. Okay, so make a shape with curves. So use the pen tool. So click and then click and drag. So you're not letting go of the mouse wheel or the mouse button. Okay, when you hold down on it, it creates the curve, just like that. Okay, so this is going to be a really important tool that we're going to be using a lot for several graphics. Let's change this to a light color. Yeah. Okay, we have a pencil tool, so let's move on to the pencil tool. Click on the pencil tool, and that's just for scribblies. Okay, we'll learn how to adjust all this stuff later. Okay. Just one pencil line is fine. Text tool, so you click on the text tool and then you click on the white space. And when you do that, here, sometimes it doesn't work, so let me try that again. So click on text tool, click one time, and it should highlight. And then you can write anything you want to write. Okay, and then click off of it somewhere in the white space, and then click on it again so that you get the little, there's a little rectangle that surrounds the words. And then if you notice that there's these little circles on the left and right. If I grab them, it lets me increase the size of the word. Okay, and the same thing goes for this. If I move my mouse to the outside of that little circle, the little rotate thing pops up, so I can rotate that. When the text box is selected, the text menu opens up, and right here I can change the size. So there's a size menu, there's a font menu, and so I can actually create, pick the font that I want to use. There's a button right here for it, I believe. So if I clicked on like a regular font, like a serif font or sans serif font, Sometimes that'll say bold. Let's see, depending on the font, it'll say bold or not. There we go. So bold. Okay, so it's not every font lets you do that. And then you should also be able to adjust the color. Let me move that over here and make it huge. See the color change. Okay. All right, so for this lesson, for these skills, this is what I want to see. I want to see the 3 main shapes on the page. Okay. I want to see a rectangle that was rotated. I want to see use of the pen tool. So you're going to make straight shapes that don't have any curves, and then use the pen tool again to make shapes that are curved. And it doesn't matter what they look like. I just want to see that you know how to use the tool and it's working. The pencil tool, just draw a squiggly line, and that's good. And then the text tool, write a word, make it big like this, change the color, and then that's the skills I want to see. And then how do you send this to me? So what you're going to do is click on export, okay? And you have a link here. You're going to send me the link, you're going to download it, okay? And you're going to send me those 2 things. You're going to send the link, and you're going to send the file that you downloaded. Leave this stuff alone. You don't need to change this for now. We'll talk about file formats another time. And those are the skills I want to see for this vector lesson. And if you have questions or comments or concerns or need some assistance, make sure you're reaching out to me, make sure you're advocating for yourselves, and I'll be more than happy to help.